Somebody, yeah, that's my Maserati going ham. No salami, that's your chick. If I like it, then I'm straight. Boat garden in a club. Where the bottles at Rogan.
There's only so much your body can do if you're not supplementing your hormones after a certain age. And when you see guys that fucked with steroids most of their life and then tried to operate off of them, you have real problems just kick-starting your endocrine system.
Except for our boy Overeem. That motherfucker said, testing, what's up?
Well, he's figured out a way to get down to 240 pounds. He's younger a little bit than Vitor, first of all, but he's figured out a way to get down to 240, and maybe he doesn't have as much power. But I think what he's realizing now is technically, like as a striker, he is at a fucking very high level.
He's more technical than anyone in the UFC.
Donald
I think
Cerrone
he's
was saying
made
that. He was saying-
mistakes. He's made mistakes in some of his fights, and mistakes in his approaches, mistakes in like how big he tried to be, or running out of gas, like in the Travis Brown fight when Travis caught him with that front kick to the face. He would try to finish guys off, and he didn't finish that guys off. He'd kind of be fucked.
And now, you know, he's relying on skills.
It was also with Winklejohn. That fucking Jackson team, man, there's a lot of great people for him to train with.
He's relying on skills. I'm just saying now that he's one of the guys where you see drug testing kick in, and obviously he looks completely different.
Yes.
But now he has to adapt the way he fights. He has more skills in the heavyweight division than anyone else when it comes to striking. A
More than
K1
anybody
champion,
else.
it's not even close.
Grand Prix. He won the Grand
Not
Prix.
even fucking close.
Donald
He's beat some of
Cerrone
the
was
best in
saying
the
that
world.
his technique is so fun to watch, and Donald will spar with him and says he just learns watching the guy. And,
But this is what I'm saying is he's a guy where the strict drug testing kicks in. You can see a physical change, and he's still doing well.
Well, he's better.
He's better.
he
and
fights more cautiously, doesn't
Yes, he's fighting really smart.
I'd say smarter, not cautiously,
okay.
way smarter.
Yeah.
Because he used to come in like a meathead because he had so much power.
Yeah, exactly. And that allowed him to get clipped. And I think that when you're seeing him fight now, like especially, perfect example is Junior Dos Santos. Like he knocked Junior Dos Santos out, and a lot of people are like, God, maybe he's done. You know, maybe he's just not the same anymore. And then Junior comes back and fights Ben Rothwell and looks better than he's ever looked.
Yep.
So Junior looked fantastic, and then you realize, oh, Overeem's fucking good.
Yep.
He's good.
So explain to me why Grand Prix K1 champion is just so much better.
It's the biggest of the big of all, especially at the time when he did it. It doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
But at the time when he won it, it was Badr Hari, Gokhan Saki, the fucking
Best strikers
best
in the
of
world.
the best.
Really?
Peter Ertz, these guys like that won it. The guys that were
Krokop,
there.
Badahari, I mean,
and he won it. And he
Jerome
won.
LeBanner, Ernesto, when you go back to like the history of K1, goddamn, Andy Hoog, some of
It
the
was the
greatest
best.
strikers of all time. The most entertaining, exciting, wild, crazy fights between heavyweights. And they would knock each other out all the time.
I mean,
all
Peter
the
Arts,
time.
Sam Schilt. I mean, you got some monsters.
Oh,
man.
my God. Sammy Schilt, good luck
Mark
trying to get
Hunt.
in on that guy.
was
7
7
feet
foot.
tall,
Could kick.
Kyokushin, and he would front kick the shit out of you.
How the fuck did he not play professional basketball?
Well, dude, he was such a good kickboxer. I just wish there was more money in kickboxing.
Especially back then.
Yeah.
7 feet tall.
Do you remember when Karatanov took him down and mounted him and just punched him in his same eye over and over again? He was screaming.
You bet your sweet ass I
Dude,
do.
that was one of the most disturbing finishes of a fight. Karatanov took Semi Schilt down,
Murder at the
got
time.
on top of him. Karatanov was a monster. He
Scared
was-
the shit out of me.
He was very scary because some Russian military dude, and he was beating Semi Schilt like he was torturing a prisoner. Like, I'm not even kidding, man. He found he isolated him, got on top of him, pinned him down, and then kept hitting him in his cut eye. He had
The same eye, though.
Yeah, the same eye, just hitting the same eye. And Semi Schilt was just screaming at one point.
Prisoner of war style.
Yeah.
Like, he had some info that fucking
Exactly.
our boy needed.
It wasn't good, man. It wasn't good. There was something crazy about it.
Oh, no.
It was like, whoa.
And then he came into Strikeforce and did work, too. Remember that?
Well, we thought Arlovsky was done after he smushed Arlovsky. Remember?
Yeah,
I mean, he
fuck, knocked him out against the
straight
fence.
Murked Arlovsky. I mean, he's a K1 striker.
Yeah.
Karatanov's a beast.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the best of K1. You know, he gets beat by the best guys in K1, but he's at a super high level. His striking is no fucking joke.
For MMA, it was really good, too, because he did a lot of boxing and had good defense.
Beat the fuck out of Overeem.
Wow.
Beat
Beat the
breaks
fuck
off
out
him.
of Overeem. Knocked him out standing.
So-
Cracked him, had him running away from him. Running away from him, and then he folds against the
And then when they
ropes
bought
and KOs
Strikeforce,
him.
they just never moved him over.
Yeah, I guess not. I wonder what happened. I think he had some injuries for a while too. I believe he had some some issues, and he gained a lot of weight because of it. Remember, he got like real heavy.
Yeah, because he lost in the heavyweight Grand Prix that DC won. Remember that? He was in that.
Yeah,
and he lost.
What do you think is going to happen?
I want to say Barnett.
Huh?
And Barnett beat him. Am I right on that, Jimmy? Or am I going crazy?
I don't remember that fight.
What do you think is going to happen when Stipe fights Overeem?
That's next. I think
knows?
100%.
I think
Because if you look at their scheduling too, they both fought around the same time. Overeem's next. He's won 4 in a row. He's the guy for the job. They're both there.
I think you have to wait until Travis Brown fights Cain Velasquez. I think when but this is my thought. Cain Velasquez, if he beats Travis Brown in some spectacular way, they're going to be calling for him to fight for the title.
That's the toughest fight, I think, for Miocic, only because Travis will be in his grill. If it's a healthy
Travis,
I'm sorry, Cain. If Cain is in shape and that cardio thing and just in his grill, boxing, getting close and wrestling, he's probably at least as good a wrestler or a better wrestler than Stipe.
Cain is overwhelming.
Yeah.
And as a person who's watched fighters, as a person who's watched fighters my whole life, like watching the UFC, all the thousands of fights, I've never seen a heavyweight that can put the kind of pressure on somebody that Cain can. He's just different. His cardio is just different. It's crazy. It's like he's got double lungs.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking, man. Like I've been overwhelmed watching his fights.
It could be an argument. He's number 1 best heavyweight of all time. You could argue that.
I do argue that, and people get mad at me. They say Fedor's number 1. Like,
nah,
maybe no. I don't think so. Look, I really think that you have to be open-minded about this number 1 debate, and I think until Verdum just got knocked out, Verdum is in the running for the debate.
100%.
I mean, he submits Fedor
in his prime, really.
Submits Minotauro. And I don't think Fedor was in his prime, though. That's why I disagree.
He was the first guy to do it. He was the first guy to do it when it was Fedor. And then after that, I was like, all right,
but
he did get caught by Fedor.
But I think he was already on the slide.
He was, but there was still that kind of prestige of Fedor. Like, after he lost that, and then it's like, oh, fuck it. Yeah,
but
we can
coaches,
beat this guy.
But Fedor
the reason why I'm saying
though.
this is coaches were saying that. His own MMA coach, after he knocked out Brett Rogers, said that Fedor won with his old tricks, but he would have liked to have him for more time training.
Sure.
And he thinks he's not approaching it correctly, and he just won by being Fedor.
But he also caught Verdum with that old trick. He caught him, knocked him down, and then the mistake Fedor made was he jumped into his guard. But remember, he jumped in to pound him, but he caught him really, really well, knocked him down with the exact same timing that he did to everybody before that.
Okay,
so,
maybe.
Yeah,
or maybe Verdum goes down on purpose the moment a punch hits him so he could drag you into his guard.
That too.
Which he does.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy. Verdum is a very smart guy.
He didn't fight smart on Saturday.
Definitely did not
Why
fight
the
smart.
fuck would you run face first?
Because he got tagged. If you watch the stoppage, if you see if you can find the highlight, I'll show it to you because this is something that I wish somebody brought up during the actual commentary. He got tagged right before he got knocked out. He got tagged doing the same thing with the right hand. He moved forward. He was making these advances. He moved forward. He got tagged with that right hand. And I think he was on Queer Street. And I think he went running at Stipe on Queer Street and got knocked the fuck out. And the way Stipe did it was a fucking work of art.
The angle?
It was like Anderson Silva and Forrest
Baby step
Griffin.
to the right and boom, right?
It was better. It was even better.
It was better. His angle was sick. And obviously his right hand was nasty. It's also, Verdum did get hit early. And in Verdum's training, if you've seen him train, there's this competition within that gym. When you get hit, it's like, whoa, got to get him back. I think it was more, he gets hit and he's like a charging bull. And it's like, fuck this, man.
I think it's probably a little of both.
A little both, I agree.
Because I definitely think he got cracked. And I'm like, whoa, that is a big right hand that he got hit with. And it's in the same manner. The same manner. He's charging forward, he got hit. That's how Aldo got knocked out against McGregor.
Yep.
You got to be fucking real careful charging forward.
Well,
like
it makes the punch harder.
Boxer.
It makes the punch harder because, and you know, Stipe's knocked out some great guys. but he's not a knockout artist per se. If you compare him like a Mark Hunt or Roy Nelson, he's not a knockout artist. When a guy's charging in like that, and then you're countering with right hand, it makes it seem way worse.
Well, here's my take on Stipe's power. I think Stipe has big power, but I think he fights economically and intelligently. He's a smooth fighter.
Good boxer.
He's a very good boxer, Golden Gloves boxer, but he's like smooth and relaxed in the way he spars. It's one of the things that makes him so dangerous is he does things very correctly, you know? And I think, you know, DC was on the commentary for the UFC recently. He was talking about getting the rub. You know, he was talking about that experience when you have a tough fight with someone, you get the rub. And he fought Junior Dos Santos, and they went to war.
What do you mean rub?
This is what I mean. What he was saying is, like Daniel says, when you fight someone that's really good and they're better than you, even if you lose, it elevates you. You get the rub. Like just by sharing the ring with them, just by being in that ring, by competing with them, you realize how good you are. You actually get better, and you realize how good that person is.
Yeah.
I think he got the rub when he fought Junior Dos Santos in a way, because he went 5 rounds with a guy who was one of the toughest of the tough. A guy who was a champion who knocked out Cain Velasquez with 1 punch, and he went 5 hard rounds with him. And the decision could have went either way.
And took his best shots.
Yeah.
And I also think, to go back to DC's point and your point with the rub, I think at the UFC level, especially when you get in that top echelon, you know you're good and people are telling you you're good. But like when he beat Arlovsky, you know, he starched him. You don't learn much from that man. When you go up to a decision with a world-class guy, then you know, like you're doing something right. Your camp, you're doing it right. You had good gas. You realize what works, what doesn't. So you learn so much more.
Yeah.
And he's going to, like you said, war with JDS, and we see him getting better and better.
Yeah.
Well, what's really interesting now is, here's the dark horse that nobody talks about. Stefan Struve is only 28 years old. That fucking dude is gigantic. He's 7 feet tall. And if he could put it together, and he put it together on Bigfoot Silva the other night, knocked him out. I know the guy has a bunch of knockout losses. I know he does. But he knocked out Stipe.
Struve knocked out Stipe.
That
was his last. That was his only loss in the UFC.
Yeah. So look, dude, Struve, do not count that guy out yet.
Struve did an inside leg kick and then.
Well, he's got that heart issue and stuff.
I don't know what he's got going on physically, but I'm saying that kid, if he puts it all together, when you're 7 feet tall, how long does it take before you even get coordinated right? I mean, it's like you're sending a message, and it's got to go so far before it gets to your fucking hand.
Yeah.
And then, I mean,
have you fought guys that are super tall, like Jack May and those guys? I mean, what's that?
But like the thing is Stipe would be, or not Stipe, Struve would be such a freaking handful if he could learn to use his reach. But when guys like Roy Nelson, when you get these upper echelon guys, you know, nothing against Bigfoot, but off TRT or whatever, because he actually needs it, off it, it's. I think anyone in the top 20 kind of fucks him up. But with Struve, the real test is who they give him next.
Well, Struve got fucked up by Overeem. And Overeem, that was a super intelligent fight the way he fought it. He took him down, beautiful takedown, got on top of him, just ground and pound the shit out of him.
The other thing about Struve is you got to realize that kid has, I think, 40 fights.
Yeah.
He has a shitload of miles on him.
Well, that's
he has half a heart.
And the mark, well, it does not, it's not that
I'm just
bad.
kidding. No, but it's.
I don't know what he's got. What is the medical condition?
I forget. We have the same manager, so he deals with it all the time.
That Mark Hunt knockout. Jesus Christ. Mark Hunt with that leaping left hook.
Shattered his face.
Oh, dude, Mark Hunt hit so fucking hard.
You've been cage side seeing that, right? Oh. It's fast, too. He's so fast.
A beast. Yeah, he's a beast.
I think if Stipe can get... I'm curious to see if Stipe can get... But within boxing distance of Alistair and take away any of those kicks and how he sets it up, that's going to be interesting.
Alistair can box, man.
He can, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Better than
He
Stipe.
knocked out Junior.
I'm not going to tell you.
Knocked out Junior with one punch.
That's good.
He's the best striker in the UFC Heavyweight Division, maybe of all time.
So Stipe then is going to have to close that distance and box him, right?
Not necessarily. No. Stipe could crack him. Look, Ben Rothwell knocked him out in the first round standing.
Stipe has better footwork.
Anything can happen.
He has better footwork. And
Alistair's been stopped a lot of times.
Yeah, his chin's the question. This is the other thing people forget with Alistair. That motherfucker can grapple.
Oh, yeah.
He can wrestle and grapple his ass off.
Yeah.
So you want to go to the ground with him, you're going to be in a world of trouble.
Well, he won the Abu Dhabi European trials.
God.
And in Pride, he submitted Vitor.
Yes.
He also submitted Mark Hunt. He has a nasty guillotine, dude. His guillotine is
People
super,
always forget about that. They think
deaf.
of just as a striker, but you want to go to the ground with that dude.
I don't think Stipe has a lot of submission work under his belt. Right?
So Stipe and I trained for 2 years together. That kid has submission defense. So you know how Rashad has his black belt? If you ask Rashad to show you like a omoplata or a real specific offensive move, I don't think it's at black belt level, but his defense, and that's Stipe's defense is nasty, super nasty. It's just what he's really good at defense.
Yeah.
He's a very smart athlete.
Yeah.
You know, and
Very
and
good
and
athlete,
it's when you have a guy who could probably be a professional ball player, right? You
Was
look at
Stipe?
he could probably be a professional ball player.
He didn't make it.
Yeah, he didn't make it,
No.
but he's at this level of an athlete. Now, what I'm saying is it's rare that you see a guy like that who comes over to MMA and fights like super technical, super smart, who's also really, really tough. Like
He's also a firefighter.
Yeah, professional,
Yeah.
full time.
Oh, yeah, full
His
time.
head is the biggest head I've ever seen in
It's a large
person.
head.
Nicest
But
guy of
he's-
all time,
He's
too.
a great guy, but he's got a rare set of attributes, meaning that he's at pro sports athlete level, like as far as like his ability, his movement, and his intelligence, and his approach and his training. And then on top of that, he's tough as fuck.
He's tough as they
Just
come.
tough as fuck. Like in this fight, let me tell you something, dude. I watched this fight very carefully. And one of the things that I was noticing was like how calm he was through everything, through the watch when they're staring each other down. One of the things you can really pay attention to is the shortness of the breathing. If you watch people breathing during like nervous situations, a lot of times, even if they look calm, you could sort of see this uneasiness in the way they're taking in oxygen. You're sensing tension. You don't sense any of that shit looking at him.
You know what's impressive too is he doesn't come from like a mastermind camp.
No.
It's just his boys in Cleveland.
Well, he just might have a mastermind camp. I mean, there's a lot of masterminds out there that don't have the right pupils.
I'm saying he's not from like a Jackson's, AK,
Right.
ATT. He
Yeah.
keeps
Right.
his shit within Cleveland and does work, and then goes and
then
does a
saves people
firefighter.
from burning buildings.
Who else is in that camp?
Isn't the girl?
Hardstyle MMA.
There's also isn't there is Leslie Smith from there?
No, it's not Raquel Pennington, right? Isn't it Jessica I?
No, it's just Guy.
Jessica I. So they have tough fighters. It's just like if a guy is like a really skillful trainer, and you know you've only been doing it for a few years, you have to wait for the right guy to sort of walk through your door.
Oh yeah, it's all about that, them walking through the door.
I
The
remember
other
that
thing
was
is
a
you're
big
talking about
thing
him
with Eddie
relaxed.
Bravo. With Eddie Bravo, it took forever for him to find someone who could do his style and prove in competition that it's very effective, not just with him.
He had a unique style.
Is that
yeah.
Stipe's brother or dad, the guy with the mustache?
Hey, look at that guy with the
I
mustache.
don't know. That guy's awesome though.
Looks like-
But you talk about Stipe being calm. Remember, he's fighting right now.
That guy's not that old, Brian. Why are you calling that guy his dad?
I don't know. He looks
That
like,
looks like
looks
he's
like his older brother.
It's for sure his
35.
coach.
His
Yeah.
older brother. I guarantee it's his older
It
brother.
might just some fucking thick dude. You know, Eddie Bravo had a real good point about this. We were talking about it on the phone. He was like, Fabricio looked too relaxed. He was coming up to the ring. He was making that face that he makes.
What was that? Yeah, that was,
I'm so sick of that face.
Well, he's being funny. He's being silly.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with a fighter trying to stay loose.
I don't at all.
You know, I think that's one of the things that Fabricio does to have a good time. He likes to make that silly
He's
face.
also been doing it forever, man.
He likes it.
He's the man.
He's Fabricio Verdum. If he won the fight and made that face, no one would say a fucking word. If he went out there and head kicked Stipe Miocic, you know, no one would say a word.
yeah.
But it didn't work out. So when it doesn't work out, that's when everybody comes shitting on you.
What's the same with What's the same with Connor? With Connor,
yeah.
Nate. Connor's walking out
How about Ronda Rousey? You know, same with Ronda. When Ronda lost, everybody's mad at all the shit that they loved her for. They loved her for don't be a do-nothing bitch and fuck you. I'm making it to the top. Kiss my
Yeah,
ass.
now they hate her for
And then they think she's arrogant for that.
Same with Connor. Of
course.
Oh, you with your
Same.
rich shit.
Exactly.
He's in Venice right now,
Exactly.
driving around a Rolls Royce. Just,
Yeah.
Woo! Wilding out.
Look, I just, you know, it's just what comes. It's part of what people love about people bragging.
They want to bring you down, though, man, no matter what.
Look how loose Stipe looks. Look how loose. I mean, he's fighting for the title. Nice and loose. Look at that. Moves away.
Could have been argued he should have got a title earlier, too, but he's just such a
perfect.
nice guy. And
Stand right
A lot
there,
of checking,
too.
too. A lot of
Yeah.
good checking of kicks. Like his Muay Thai is very good.
Feints.
Very educated with his movements. And look, Fabricio's got some fucking nasty kicks, man. And like right there, his striking is much improved. We saw it in the Travis Brown fight, man.
oh, Fabricio's
Amazing.
dangerous on the feet, man.
Yeah, the
Very
Cain Velasquez
dangerous.
fight, dude. His striking is fucking legit. He's long as shit, And he's got confidence in it. That nice switch kick there.
Yeah.
He's a beast, dude.
I think in order to be that dangerous of a fighter, you're going to have to open yourself up a little bit. And then when you fight a real strategic guy like Stipe, you're going to get in a little bit of trouble.
Well, I think what happened in this fight in particular is that he forced it.
Yes.
I think he was in this gigantic soccer arena. It's the biggest crowd in history in MMA in Brazil. Look at that beautiful leg kick, though.
Yeah, man.
Jesus
Both
Christ.
of them, though.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
inside
nice
and the
jab,
outside.
stepping
the-
it out to that.
Yeah, it's all nice. Like, the technique is real nice. But I think Fabricio was just so ramped up because there's all these people in Brazil, and I think he's a confident man. I think he thinks he's the fucking best in the world. He just has to get a hold of this
Ooh.
dude. There's a right hand he nailed him
great
with.
right
Nice,
hand.
too.
See, so now
Stipe can take a shot,
he
huh?
can, but now look, he's forcing it. He's forcing it.
Because he landed it.
Yeah, so watch when he starts to force it, he gets hit real hard, and then he gets hit hard and knocked out. He tried that knee, he tries forward, and he got a terrible single attempt there. That was like such a,
You're not getting Stipe on that. He's
but
a
it was
phenomenal
also,
wrestler.
I mean, he might have been just trying to make him work,
But look
or
at Stipe's-
maybe open up possibilities. Like sometimes you
he's-
drop for a single.
I think he's
a
doing it
shitty
just to get his
single.
mind
But
off just striking.
Stipe's right in range, so he's not afraid to just be right in your grill.
He's not, though, B. He's not right in range.
Right.
But he's real relaxed.
Yes.
Like, even the way he's throwing that jab, top.
Yep.
Like, he's economical. And when you're economical in a 5-round fight, it's super
Beautiful
effective.
jab,
that was a
man.
very nice leg
God,
kick by
look
Fabricio.
But he's timing that jab and
yeah.
Great inside leg kick. by
And the
Stipe.
jab also is super light. Like, he's just floating it out there. Pop! Just nice
watch where he
speed.
steps when he jabs too. He steps to the side there like that. It's fucking awesome.
Like, look at that
was
jab.
good
You see how
uppercut.
light that is?
Yeah.
Ta-ta! You know, there's no tension there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like flowing. He checked that leg kick again. Nice leg kick by Stipe. Nice switch. So right now,
committed to the
Fabricio's
jab.
realizing, like, okay, this is
There he
not
goes.
an easy fight. Look at
See,
that. Boom,
he
that's
got
it.
caught.
That's it. That's
He
the
got
one.
caught. Yeah,
That's
he
the
got
one.
caught. You're
And
right.
now right here, bang. That's the KO
There it
shot.
is.
Now back it up again. Watch, just back it up just a little bit to where he's chasing him. So watch when he's chasing.
He got rocked.
You
This
can't?
video player is really. Yeah.
we gotta go to
You're
the
correct.
beginning?
You're
I
correct,
was having
though.
a problem
You're
getting
right.
it
I
working.
saw that.
You're
I
correct,
didn't-
though, Joe.
I didn't see that until and he got mad and he came out.
Yes. He got
was
tagged.
wobbled.
Yeah, he got tagged hard with that right hand.
That's right.
And then he kept charging, and then he got face planted with the second one.
Wow.
That first right hand had him on Queer Street, I guarantee you, because he's moving forward, and Stipe drops it in on him, and it's the same punch he knocked him out with. And it's when Stipe throws a punch, and this is how you know he's good. I mean, obviously he was fucking good, but this is how you know his technique's at a real high level. His arm is like loose, man, and then he throws it, and then as it gets to his face, he tightens it down and does this smack, like as
Right.
he's moving away, he smack. Like it's a super efficient, like really technical punch to throw it that way, moving back, pop. And in that sense, it's very much like what Anderson did to Forrest Griffin.
It's also calculated because he
Yes.
threw it twice, and they both landed. They're both. You can tell they're working on that. in
So
training
he
camp.
threw the left hook twice.
The right hand. The
With
right
the
hand
right
moving
hand,
back.
the check,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, moving back and still having power.
Is he
It's
stepping to the
insane.
side when he does that, or
They already had to.
Yes, but doesn't even necessarily have to be that he planned it out and that was a part of the game plan. I think
action.
Stipe does that. I
Yes.
think he's a really good striker. If you're looking at his movement,
yeah.
and I think you're looking at a guy who's super fucking determined, man. Stipe is super determined. And when you're a guy that's that focused, you're going to get fucking really good at everything.
Yeah.
So after he gets that fight, look at
that.
that jab. See that
Ooh,
jab?
yeah.
See how
It's like an uppercut
fluid
jab.
it is,
Yep.
too. It's so, like, everything he's doing is so relaxed and efficient.
You don't see a lot of jab.
man, Fabricio's
You
catching
don't see a
him, though.
lot of jabs.
Like, my all-time favorite fighter, probably, if I had to tell you who I was most excited to see fight, is probably Vanderlei. There's the
Boom,
right hand.
boom.
See that right hand?
He
He's
comes
hurt.
rushing
He's
in.
fucking hurt here.
Yeah, he got mad.
He
Wow.
didn't just get mad. His legs jolted. He had
Yep.
a like you could see his legs
Yep.
stiffen up when he got hit by that first right hand. He
Yep.
got hurt, and then the second one face plants him. Stipe's a dangerous guy.
I'm a world
He's
champ.
not going to make.
Hey,
he's not going to
Cleveland.
make mistakes.
Hey, Cleveland, let's get our boy a goddamn parade. No one wins shit in that
No
town.
shit.
Hey, LeBron, you want to jack every other UFC fighter
Look at
off?
this.
How about you tweet out about Stipe? Your boy's from your fucking hometown.
He jumped off the fence. He goes, "I'm the world champ. I'm the new world champ."
Yeah, man.
It was like coming into his mind. Like, is this real information?
Hey, LeBron,
Did that
you
just
step
happen?
your fucking game up.
Fucking yeah, I love it. I love that guy.
too, man.
I love him. I love what he stands for. I love watching him as a fighter. I love that he could do that. I love it. I love that he did it in Brazil. Look at this.
Me too.
Watch this. Watch how efficient.
Stooch.
Spank. See, it's like tank.
boom.
Yeah, he just drops it in on him. To be able to time it that good, too. Look at this. Watch the timing.
Dude,
Look at that timing, dude.
Yeah, he pushes his hand
World
away.
class.
Yeah, dude.
Pushes and then with the same hand.
Did you see Overeem's?
Look at this.
Did you see Overeem's tweet?
Crack. Yeah. Yeah, he wants to fight him.
Yeah,
Of course.
he said you're next, and he did
Yeah.
the blood sport meme. Love
Boom.
it.
See that one showed both.
Wow.
That was
Yes.
that highlight right there was the perfect highlight.
Step to the right.
Because it showed the first one, how much impact the first one had on him.
Yeah.
The first punch was a big factor there, man. That first punch had him weird up.
Unbelievable, man.